All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive. This time we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting. It's called, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Seul Odo food,
Oh, yeah.
which translates to the pasted text.
Interesting.
Now, this is a fascinating piece because on the surface,
Mm.
it's a collection of wisdom, advice, almost
Mm.
like someone's personal manifesto
Mm.
for living a fulfilling life.
Right.
And we're going to sort of unpack some of the themes in here. Like there's a lot about self-reliance,
Mm-hmm.
freedom, the pursuit of knowledge, love, even a reference to like a legendary Arab poet named Antara.
Oh, wow.
So all of this stuff is kind of woven together with just beautiful imagery,
Mm.
really powerful call to action. And one of the things that just immediately jumped out at me when I was reading this was, it says, "Fly away, young man, and pave your own path. Soar like a bird."
Ooh, that's powerful.
And it's like a rallying cry, right?
Yeah.
It's like break free from any limitations, forge your own destiny. But that takes some courage, right?
Yeah.
Like to actually do that.
Yeah, it makes you think, what does it really take to break free
Concrete.
from those expectations? And,
Yeah.
what are those expectations?
Yeah, and I think for the listener too, it's like, what are the chains, right?
Yeah.
Are they physical? Are they metaphorical?
Yeah.
What's holding you back?
Absolutely.
What would it take to break free and actually soar,
To soar.
Yeah. And then there's this, another idea that comes up a lot in this text, which is the pursuit of knowledge, right?
Uh-huh.
It says, educate yourself, learn, and reap the rewards now.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of knowledge do you think is being referred to here?
Well, I think it's not just like book knowledge.
Right.
I think it's also talking about practical skills.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, understanding
Kim.
yourself, understanding the world around you.
Yeah.
So it's about equipping yourself with the tools you need to navigate life
That makes sense.
on your own terms.
The more you know, the more equipped you are.
Yeah.
And then this text also talks a lot about freedom.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says, the universe was created for us to be free. Liberate yourself from all chains.
Powerful.
Yeah.
It's very empowering, right? But how do you think this idea of freedom is perceived maybe differently depending on like where this text is coming from, the context of it?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, freedom is, this universal desire, I think.
Yeah.
But how we define it, how different societies prioritize it, we don't know who wrote this or when.
Right.
But thinking about like where it came from impacts that, I think is important.
Now, here's something I found a little puzzling. The text says, preserve your dignity in asking.
Okay.
But then it also says to be generous and daring.
Mm-hmm.
So how do those two things work together? Because
Yeah.
it seems like there's this balance between asking for help when you need it,
Right.
but also this self-reliance thing.
Yeah, there is that tension. But I think it's
Yeah.
about knowing when to do which, right?
Yeah. Like recognizing when you need help and having the humility to ask, that doesn't diminish you at all. I actually think that's just strength.
I agree.
And then being generous and daring, that also takes courage.
Yeah.
But in a different way. You're going outside of your comfort zone, taking risks.
Yeah. I remember a time when I was really hesitant to ask for help on a project because I didn't want to seem incompetent.
Yeah.
But, I sucked it up. I reached out and
Yeah.
I ended up learning so much from someone else.
Exactly.
And I think the project turned out much better because of that.
Totally.
Okay, there's this next part that really resonated with me. It says, like Antara, mighty and strong with awe-inspiring presence, I forge ahead.
Oh, wow.
So I love this imagery, right? Antara, this legendary poet.
He was like
Yeah.
a classic hero, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he faced all these challenges and came out on top. So
Yeah.
it's like the text is saying, hey, you can have that same spirit.
Yeah.
Face your own battles.
Be strong.
Be strong.
So to wrap it all up, it's like this text
Wow.
is urging us to forge our own path,
Mm-hmm.
seek knowledge, embrace freedom,
Yeah.
and really be courageous.
It's a big ask,
It is a big ask.
but I think it's a really worthy one, right?
Definitely.
Like, what does it mean to be unmatched, as the text says? And that's something I want you all to think about this week. Is it about what other people think of you? Or is it about your own internal drive to be the best that you can be? How can you be unmatched in your own way?
So, yeah, lots to think about.
Lots to think about.
Until next time.
See you then.